Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Poorly Educated Podcast, where we take all them big fancy headlines that'd normally make you want to run off and live in a holler with no Wi-Fi, and we translate them into plain English, which in my case means adding in some redneck logic, a couple possum references, and the occasional tangent about gas station biscuits. Now buckle up, 'cause the world's blowing up faster than a microwave burrito, and I'm here to explain it like your drunk uncle at the county fair. Segment 1. The Justice Department under pressure. The indictment of James Comey. So let's start off with the news that got everybody spitting into their sweet tea. James Comey. Yeah, the tall fella who used to run the FBI. Done got indicted. 2 felony counts, y'all. They're saying he lied to Congress and obstructed a congressional proceeding. Now to me, lying to Congress is like lying to your fishing buddies. Everybody knows you're doing it, but it only counts if you get caught. What makes this wild is the political theater. Trump been screaming for years, lock him up. And finally, like a toddler who hollered long enough at Walmart, he got his toy. Course, it took firing one U.S. attorney, hiring one of his own lawyers to run the prosecution, and wrangling a grand jury that was probably like, we'll give you 2 charges but not the 3rd. That's like bargain shopping at Dollar General for felonies. Now Comey says he's innocent. His son-in-law quit in protest, and the whole Justice Department's looking like a possum caught in the headlights. What we're seeing is law being used like a cast-iron skillet in a family feud. Technically, it's cookware, but right now it's a weapon. And if this becomes the new normal, every president nailing his enemies to the barn door, we're all in for one heck of a Jerry Springer democracy. Segment 2. Netanyahu at the UN. Defiance and isolation. Next up, over at the United Nations, Benjamin Netanyahu gave a speech so fiery it could have roasted marshmallows. He said Israel must finish the job in Gaza, called recognizing Palestine sheer madness, and compared it to giving Al-Qaeda a condo next to Ground Zero. Folks, that's some spicy rhetoric. It's like pouring hot sauce on a wound and then asking why people are wincing. Problem is, half the dang room walked out while he was talking. You know you're losing friends when even Canada packs up its maple syrup and leaves. And to make it extra awkward, Trump himself said he won't let Israel annex the West Bank. So now Bibi's fighting with his own biggest backer. That's like arguing with your ride home after a demolition derby. You may win the argument, but you're still walking back to the trailer park. Meanwhile, Gaza's numbers are heartbreaking. Tens of thousands dead, hospitals surrounded, aid groups bailing out because it's too dangerous. Netanyahu says, "We warned folks to leave. But folks, if I dropped leaflets over your trailer saying, 'Run now, tornado's coming,' and then I bulldozed the only road out, you wouldn't call that neighborly." Segment 3. Trump's new tariff shockwave. Y'all, Trump done struck again with his hammer of economics. Tariffs. He's slapping 100% on pharmaceuticals, 50% on cabinets, 30% on couches, and 25% on trucks. Basically, everything you use to stay alive, sit down, and haul hay. Now the logic is, bring jobs back to America. And sure, it might build a few new factories, but it's also going to make grandma's blood pressure meds cost as much as a bass boat. And you know what happens when folks can't afford their medicine? They start trading pills like Pokemon cards down at the feed store. And them national security excuses? I ain't buying it. Cabinets as national security? Buddy, I've seen my cousin's kitchen cabinets. Ain't nothing secure about 'em. Half the doors don't even close. You telling me Russia's gonna conquer us with a flat-pack vanity from IKEA? Please. Point is, these tariffs are gonna crank up inflation like a squirrel on Mountain Dew. And when Trump says it's just the cost of freedom, what he really means is, better learn to whittle your own medicine. Segment 4. The AI hype finally slows down. Y'all remember how AI was supposed to take over the world, run our tractors, and maybe even write our country songs? Well, turns out the stock market's saying, hold up, this ain't paying off yet. Nvidia's cooled off, Microsoft's slipping, even Apple looks nervous. Analysts are warning it's looking like the dot-com bubble, where folks laid down miles of fiber optic cable that nobody used. Now they're building AI data centers so big they're sucking power like a bug zapper in July, but only 5% of AI pilot projects are actually working. That's like buying a fleet of tractors when you ain't got no land. And here's the kicker. If China cooks up its own AI chips, Nvidia's monopoly gets busted faster than a moonshine still in prohibition. Imagine Wall Street bros crying into their oat milk lattes when they realize their AI portfolio is just one big busted tractor sitting in the field. Segment 5. Science, mushrooms, and other madness. Now for some science news to balance out all that doom. Mushrooms evolved their magic twice. Yep, 2 totally different mushroom families figured out how to make psilocybin, the stuff that makes you see Jesus riding a lawnmower through the Milky Way. That's like evolution saying, hey man, drugs are important enough, we better invent them twice. And in other brain-melting science, researchers found something called a Higgs echo in superconductors, which might help quantum computers. Now, I don't rightly understand quantum physics, but I know this. If you need terahertz pulses to make your toaster smarter, we're probably doomed. Still, if mushrooms can evolve magic twice, maybe humanity can evolve common sense once. Just once. That's all I'm asking. Segment 6. Random global headlines. Elsewhere in the circus, drones buzzing around Danish military bases, which sounds like the plot of a bad Netflix movie. Russia and China teaming up harder than my cousins cheating at cornhole. Hezbollah's getting $60 million a month from mystery donors. Probably not from raffle tickets, I'll tell you that. Meanwhile, Bank of America's raising wages to $25 an hour. That's 50 grand a year, y'all. Which means a teller can now afford about 3 of Trump's tariff-priced cabinets. And EA, the video game folks, might get bought for $50 billion by Saudi investors. Great. So now even Madden's gonna come with oil money DLC. Segment 7. Sports and Entertainment Roundup. In sports, ESPN says Jokic is still #1 in the NBA. Wembanyama and Edwards are climbing. LeBron and Curry sliding. Basically, the old goats are passing the torch, and us rednecks just hope somebody dunks on Elon Musk at halftime. And in entertainment, Cardi B replaced The Weeknd at the Global Citizen Festival. Now, I love Cardi, but replacing The Weeknd at the last minute's like expecting sweet tea and getting Red Bull vodka. Still wakes you up, just a different kind of buzz. In conclusion. So there you have it, folks. Comey getting indicted, Netanyahu losing friends, Trump taxing your medicine, AI running out of gas, and mushrooms proving evolution just wanted us to have a good time. The world's spinning faster than a hog on a grease slide. But lucky for you, the poorly educated podcast is here to translate it into possum logic. Now, if y'all excuse me, I gotta go see if my cousin Earl's building a tariff-proof medicine cabinet out of plywood. Tune in next time, where we'll probably be explaining why Bank of America employees are the only folks in America who can still afford Advil.